Welcome into Hometown Heartbeat. I am your big, beautiful, bearded host, Zach Walker, checking in with producer Connor and DJ Dallas. DJ Dallas is struggling a little bit this morning. No headphones, no microphone yet. We're working on it. We're getting there. So let's go to Connor first. Check in with old producer Connor. Producer Connor, what's going on, buddy?
Not much. Tired as usual, but we made it. We're here. We're doing a show.
We did make it. We are here. We are indeed doing a show. But what did you think would happen?
Hey, some mornings you never know.
Every morning, I know. And sleepy-eyed, dopey DJ Dallas.
I'm wide awake. Good morning.
So you're just lazy. All right, here we go. Diaries of Dallas. I feel like Diaries of Dallas segment is going to be the very first segment in the mornings. Because I feel like, I don't know, Connor, do you think that's probably right? Because it feels like it's usually the first, because we're responding.
Yeah, well, I mean, we don't do much show prep, so it kind of gives us some time.
I do show prep, just to be clear. I've been coming in early every morning, sitting here show prepping. I end up doing it by myself because both you boogers don't get here to time for the show. But I guess we could probably do it like after the show, and that might make life easier. But anyways, so Dallas has been sitting in here since I usually let him sleep on the couch till like 4:45 or 4:50, and then I'll be like, Dallas! And I holler at him like that, and he comes like meandering in here. And I give him some headphones that I bring with me every day and set him on his board. And all he's got to do is come in and unplug his and plug in mine. And when the show started this morning, the headphones were still wrapped up in their neat little package, sitting on the board. What do you say for yourself, Dallas? Was your phone more important than preparing for the show? Were you snap tweeting? Were you chatterboxing?
No, I'm
Were
working.
you Twitter booking?
I was actually working.
On your phone?
Yeah.
What were you doing?
I'm a sports reporter, and I was working on a story for today.
You're a sports reporter.
Yeah.
For what station?
It's like a startup, a little small place.
Oh, a little startup.
Yeah. So we'll see how it goes. I'm running the Instagram page for it, so I was.
What's it called? Give it a shameless plug.
It's cbb.capital. It's like a college basketball coverage type of thing.
Not a lot to cover this year, huh?
No. It's a struggle. It's a struggle.
So what are you reporting on right now?
Well, yesterday I talked about Baylor basketball and how they finished as like the undisputed number 1 team. And had we finished college basketball season, would they have been the national champions?
And what did you opine?
For me personally, I don't think they would have been. Is that what you were asking? I don't know what opine means.
Yeah, opinion. What to opine is to give one's opinion.
That makes sense.
That mic stand is just trying to whoop you. If you're not watching the live stream, you need to be watching it at Facebook, YouTube, or go to thehometownheartbeat.com. That'd be thehometownheartbeat.com. It's Friday morning. I played in a golf tournament yesterday. It was 173 degrees. It was awful. But we got third because we're awesome. Now, I didn't do much to help. Golf is a tough game. It's a terribly, terribly difficult game.
Yeah, I've tried to play golf before and it didn't go well.
You and I are going to play golf. That's settled. That's happening.
It's bad.
That's happening. And I'm videoing it, and I'm bringing it back to the great people of this show, the Zach Pack, if you will.
It's bad.
How bad? Scale of 1 to 10.
10 being bad.
The worst.
Yeah, it's probably a 9 or a 10. It's bad. Like I'm really bad.
Connor, can you play golf?
I've actually, aside from like mini golf, I've never tried.
Well, it seems like we're gonna have an outing. We'll go to Top Golf. We'll make it easy and go to Top Golf first, where everybody doesn't know how to play.
Oh, I can whack a ball.
I'm sorry?
I can whack a ball.
I'm sorry?
I can whack the ball.
Oh, it's Friday. I'm trying to find your basketball website. I can't find it.
I'm not in charge of the website. I'm just in charge of the Instagram. So,
but if you wrote an article, it's going to be on the website. I'd like to see the website.
You can leave me a follow on Instagram on cbb.capital.
At cbb.capital for the 4 people listening at 5:09 a.m. And of those 5 people, nobody likes basketball. So they probably won't follow
Especially
you.
college basketball, probably.
No, the only basketball that's worth watching is college basketball, and it's not really worth watching. Let's see here. At CBB. Did you see that guy? He's with the Dodgers. I don't know if you're a baseball guy, but the Dodgers. Oh, you have 28 followers.
I just started this account like 2-3 days ago.
Dallas Jonesy.
Oh, that's my main.
Yeah, I know. I see that. It says main. Thank you, though, for that. Yeah, there's a guy on the L.A. Dodgers. He's the equipment manager, okay? Like, he manages, like, the jock straps and jerseys and stuff, right?
Yeah.
And right now, Major League Baseball is doing this inter-squad thing, and they're just playing each other. It's pretty good. It's baseball. It's worth watching. But it's better than watching the Doosan Bears every day. I wonder how many pitchers those guys have. They got to have 1,000 pitchers.
It does seem like every
They
time
literally
we turn
play
on,
every single day.
It seems like they're playing every morning that we turn this on. But that's my team.
But that's everybody's team because they're Doosan Bears, duh. But this equipment manager is in left field, like filling in because I guess somebody had the Rona. And, dude, he makes 2 unbelievable plays and then throws out 2 of the best players on the Dodgers in 2 separate plays. It was fantastic. Like, the dude's a jockstrap manager. Like, it was just really cool to see. I mean, wouldn't that be everybody's dream? Like, you're the equipment manager for fill in the blank. It could be high school. It could be college. It could be at the highest level. I mean, the guy obviously had some baseball background.
Yeah, and it's probably also – you got to think some of those guys probably give him some crap in the locker room. So maybe
you never give the equipment guy crap.
You don't think so?
No, not unless you no.
Like, hey, buddy.
No, not if you want your gear. The equipment look.
Where's my backup towel?
The equipment manager is the most important guy in the locker room.
More
Trust
important
me.
than
Yeah, without the equipment manager, you do nothing. You can do nothing. You can have nothing. You will have nothing. You will be nothing. You'll be playing naked.
I mean,
you'll be like my son trying to TT.
I mean, I've played baseball without an equipment manager. You just gotta
stopped playing baseball when you were like 7. So
no, I stopped. Yeah, okay.
So there's not. I mean, coach pitch.
14.
There's no need.
14.
Yeah. Well, I mean, until you've got a high school's name on your chest or something like that. I mean, nowadays middle school name on your chest. Back when I was coming up, we didn't have middle school baseball.
We barely had middle school baseball.
I walked to school both ways uphill in the snow every day. I've waited to say that.
On shattered glass all over.
That never happened.
No?
No. You're making that up.
Okay.
That's a little bit too far.
Just my generation had to go through that, I guess.
I will punch you.
I'm not going to lie to you. Our generation's like the best generation there is. Like, we're not millennials. We don't get offended by everything. You know, we're just kind of vibing.
You also don't understand the English language.
We just make our own.
Yeah, it's terrible. There's nothing good about your generation, actually.
Can Connor hop in?
Yeah, because you really need help right now.
Connor, tell him.
Our generation's pretty cool.
Our generation is cool.
I don't think that saying that we don't have an understanding of the English language is fair because language is...
I didn't say you, Connor.
I'm saying the generation. I'm saying language is fluid. Language is what people use.
So is gender if you ask your generation.
No, that's the generation.
No, that is your generation. That is absolutely your generation. That is absolutely your generation.
But it's a false equivalence anyway because, I mean, like, language is how, like, if people use a word to communicate and it conveys meaning, is that not language?
Not English.
Language has changed throughout. Like, look, we're not talking the same as
get
like,
woke and turned, yo.
We're not talking the same
Those
as like
words have
cavemen.
meaning.
You know.
Turnt doesn't have meaning. Don't get me started on turnt.
But everybody knows what you mean when you say that.
No, not everybody. Only your generation.
Yeah, what?
But that doesn't. Okay, English is a universal language used to speak to people that all know the like. If you go to Spanish and you say comer, you're saying eat to everybody that understands the language. When you say turnt in English, 5 people understand what you're saying. The other 50 think you're an idiot.
See, I disagree. I think that like that's how we have in jokes and things. Like you can.
What's an in joke?
Just an inside joke.
Oh, well, but that inside joke. In joke is like,
yeah, but a
come out joke. Don't stay in. Come out and play.
So an inside joke, that could be something that's collectively shared among an entire generation, and I think we have plenty of those, as does every generation.
That doesn't make it right or English. It makes it slang.
Not? What makes it wrong? What makes it wrong?
Well, nothing makes it wrong. I just said it didn't make it right. It could be in the middle.
Something's not right. What?
It could be in the middle. There's gray. Look, the world is not black and white. I don't care how you look at it. If you think the world's black and white, you've not lived long enough to understand how the world actually works. Because there is gray in everything that you do in this world. There is a gray area in every space of life. So it doesn't have to be inherently wrong or right.
So that means that there can be gray area for some new words in our language.
Absolutely. I just like to be an old codger on it. No, I accept what Connor's saying as truth. I like hearing him get fired up back there. Sometimes you got to poke the bear. You know what I'm saying?
He's just not wrong.
He's never wrong. That's not true. He's been wrong once, but it wasn't on a Friday.
That's our show, folks.
All right. Well, thanks for tuning in to Hometown Heartbeat. I was your host, Zach Walker, your big beautiful bearded host, here with producer English and DJ Dallas over here. Stay turnt. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Hometown Heartbeat. I am your big, beautiful, bearded host, Zach Walker, checking in with producer Connor and DJ Dallas. If you missed our spirited debate about the lack of vocabulary present in this generation, you really missed a good one. Unfortunately, that's not exactly the case with Connor, because Connor has a bigger vocabulary than I do, but he also has a very voracious passion for words such as woke and turnt, which I was unaware of. But good to have you chiming in, buddy. Did you send me the email that I asked you to?
Yes.
Did you get any kind of return or response on that?
Yeah, I got an error.
What does it say?
Something about the server's not set up. I forwarded it to your Cotton Row address.
My normal email address. Okay. All right. Well, that explains what. Because we got a message on the live stream here on the old Facebox that Robert Rigsby, he's like the listener of the century. Connor, has he been with us from day one?
Maybe not literal day one, but pretty early.
Back when it was just my mom and your mom and my grandma, it was my mom, your mom, my grandma, and Robert. And Robert has been with us. Robert actually, he actually petitioned me to run for president, and given where we're currently at, that may not be a bad idea. I told Robert I'd think about it. I could pull a Kanye. We could have we would do what would we call that? It wouldn't be the birthday party because that one's already taken. What about we'd be the Easter egg hunt party?
Where did that come from?
Well, I mean, it's just some other meaningless holiday that we just name. I want to name it out. If I'm going to do it, I want to do it in the style of Kanye.
A birthday's not really a holiday.
I would disagree.
Really?
Yeah.
Aren't holidays like set days that are universal?
Is your birthday change?
No, but it's not like a
holidays
holiday.
are not universal. No,
Yeah.
They're not universal, which is a word you just used. They are acknowledged by a large group of people. So your entire group of family would probably acknowledge your birthday, I'd guess.
Okay, I guess.
So they would be like a local. It's kind of like, we could say, we could say that you are a local celebrity. You're not a celebrity in the sense of like, universal, but you're certainly a big deal around here.
Okay, that's fair. I'm Googling it. Is a birthday a holiday?
Oh, good. See, and that's the problem with your generation. No, I'm kidding. Totally kidding. All right, so if you have tried to send... Oh, Robert says, you see the comment? Robert says Connor should be the vice president. How old do you have to be to run? Dallas, you got left out. You could be the court jester. You could be the master of ceremonies.
I think you have to be 35 to be president, and I'd assume you'd have to be 35 to be vice president.
Well, I've got 2 years to go, Robert. So it looks like 2024 for me. Man, wouldn't that be something? If my dumb butt friggin' I'd probably do a better job than Biden though. Because at least I don't need to wear a diaper.
You won't touch kids
either. Hashtag me too. Oh, if I'm a girl, I wouldn't vote for me. Oh, there's a lot, right? You heard him when he said that. He said if I was a woman, I wouldn't vote for me. Yeah, he said that.
I didn't see that one. I saw the one where he said if you don't, vote for me, you're not black.
He did call everyone not black, and then he told women that if I were you, I wouldn't vote for me.
Okay.
Because he molested a woman.
Okay. At least he's consistent.
I read a really good story about his son, too. Hunter Biden knocked up a stripper after cheating on his wife with his brother's widow.
Wow.
So let me back up and break that down for you. Me and Dallas are brother and brother. Like, we're brothers, right? And Biden's our daddy. And my friend Dallas here dies in a car wreck, and it's a terrible day, and everybody's awful, and we're all crying and sad because Dallas is awesome, and he's got a sweet bowl cut parted down the middle, and we just love that about him. And when he passes, I'm like, his widow's kind of got it going on, but I'm married. Doesn't matter. And jump into that, and then I knock up my local stripper. That's Hunter Biden. DNA test. I mean, he got her pregnant, so he's got a baby with the stripper. DNA test, paternity test came back. he's not going to fight the paternity test, and he gets paid $50,000 a month by a Ukrainian gas company. There's nothing fishy going on there, folks. Nothing fishy at all. Anyways, we're not going to do a Biden segment because we don't want to start our day off in tears. So anyways, where I started this whole segment was letting you know that the email, the show at Hometown Heartbeat, thehometownheartbeat.com is down right now. It's don't know why. We will work through that right now. I will get Connor on that. I bet he knows how to work through a DNS and a text record better than I do. So I'll get him logged in and get that fixed for you guys. I was wondering why nobody emailed me. I'm going to be honest with you. I was like, man, you announced a new email address. You would think you'd get some.
I tried to email you yesterday. Like during the show, I was trying to be the first person to email the new email address.
Just to see if I would announce it?
Yeah.
Trying to get some airtime?
Sure. And I just thought it was my phone problem, but it wasn't, so.
That's probably something you should mention.
Probably.
Yeah. Like from now on, if we
time.
have other technical difficulties, like if you'd let me know, that'd be.
Okay.
Are you listening to this, Connor?
No sound, but he thought it was just his headphones. So.
Yeah. Connor is he's on another level today. Hey, listen, if you want to talk to Connor, he's taking phone calls. 1-866-494-WVNN. Producer Connor will take your phone calls today. Now, I'll be here just in case I need to come off the top rope. You're not going to abuse my boy. But if you want to talk to him, he's obviously smarter than I am, and I'm proud of that. I'm not even joking. 1-866-494-WVNN. Usually people don't call this early because they're still not awake. But if you are awake and you want to talk to Producer Connor, don't worry. We'll put him on blast later in the show as well. Maybe Rich can talk to Connor. That'll be fun. I'm just kidding. I wouldn't do that to you, Connor. We go to the website, thehometownheartbeat.com. Click at the top. Watch live, listen live, or the podcast. Please, 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 you got to go subscribe to the podcast. Help us out. We got to get this the Zach pack. We got to mobilize. I still don't know that I don't know that I love that, but we got to get you guys mobilized. Get out there, subscribe to the podcast, give us a review, help us grow this thing. You're listening to Hometown Heartbeat. I'm your big, beautiful, bearded host. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Hometown Heartbeat. I'm your big, beautiful bearded host, Zach Walker, checking in with producer Connor and DJ Dallas. Who came up with DJ Dallas, by the way? Well, that was Dallas.
Yeah.
The buzz. Remember, we figured the buzz. It's on the computer line. Whatever you play the music from, mute that one. Is it muted? Yeah, hit that. Oh, nope. Where'd it go? Whose microphone is that?
Connor.
Huh.
It was this one that made the buzz. The one that does our
bed music.
No, the one that does the Your Wood's Wet.
Oh. Did we turn it off?
Yeah.
Turn Connor back on. So he's just got too much gain structure in his mic.
Mm-hmm.
We got to work on that.
Mm-hmm.
We got to work on that because I would like to be able to not miss Connor's nuggets of gold. Now that I've heard him get his wood's not wet. He's fired up, and so now that he pull him down a little bit and let's see how that sounds. Connor, talk now.
Testing. Y'all got anything?
Yeah, we got you. It's just kind of quiet. We're working on it. We got some technical difficulties here that we're dealing with. I put the records in the server, so I resent you a test, Connor, and let's see what happens when you email me back. If you still get it might take a little while for those to, whatever that word is, when they do their thing on the internet. What's it called?
I just say go through.
Yeah, okay, go through. I'll take that. Go through. Pat, go through. Probably, yeah. Okay. All right, good deal. So there's some pretty good stories out here. Right now, did you see the kangaroo hopping through Fort Lauderdale, Florida yesterday?
That sounds like the beginning of a bad joke.
Yes.
So did you hear about the kangaroo?
Yeah, did you hear about the old kangaroo hopping around the city of Fort Lauderdale, Florida with a baby at its pouch?
I can see Jerry Seinfeld delivering that line.
Well, thank you. That's Jerry Seinfeld's a great man. He's a gentleman and a scholar. I take that as a great compliment. So literally there was a video of a cop car slowly, very slowly, like slower than OJ slow. Because that highway chase, for those of you that didn't watch that live as a child like I did, was not a very fast, high-paced. I mean, you've probably seen replays, I would hope. Both of you have seen a replay.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, thank God. Oh, man. Anyway, so it was really slowly chasing this kangaroo. They have no idea where the pet came from. This goes back to my thought process on exotic pets. Why in the world would you have a kangaroo as a pet? That's like having a snake as a pet. It's like having a wolf as a pet.
Would you count an alpaca as a exotic animal pet?
An alpaca?
Yeah.
I don't even know if I know what an alpaca looks like.
Because I kind of want one. I'd have a pet alpaca.
Alpaca. Let's see here. What is an alpaca? Oh, no, I would say an alpaca is probably not a... No, it's just a big sheep llama. Is what it looks like. If you're not
yeah, that's pretty.
If you're not
good.
looking at a picture, and Connor, we're gonna rig up a monitor in here. We'll probably take this right side TV here and put an Apple TV on it, so you can shoot the monitor over, and that way you can do like what you used to do with the podcast, so that as we're talking about stories and such, you can put them on the screen, and that way we can see it. Because people right now are watching this on the live stream, and they want to know what an alpaca looks like, because when I say a sheep llama, they're like, "What's a sheep llama?" And I would say that's an alpaca.
And you'd be right.
I know. And so we just want to be able to make sure that we are the smartest show on radio. We want to make sure we have a chance to educate people. I don't know. I want to hear from the people. What do you think about an alpaca? Does an alpaca qualify as a exotic pet? I would vote no. I would vote no. Connor?
I would vote no.
Okay. Dallas?
No.
So 3-0, no. All right.
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know? In my opinion, an exotic pet has to have the ability to harm you. Kangaroos are dangerous. They'll stand on that tail. Have you ever seen a kangaroo get to boxing and kicking and swinging and stuff? They're dangerous, man.
I saw a video.
You know how Alabama does midget wrestling? I think Australia should do kangaroo fighting. Put boxing gloves on them and let them box. I mean, it's not like Michael Vick or anything. I mean, they're boxing with gloves on. They're not going to hurt anybody. You put some big 16-ounce gloves on those kangaroos and let them go to work.
I'd watch. I
would too. Oh, here we go. And so Connor's showing you right now. If you're watching the stream, if you're not, join us on YouTube or on Facebook. Go to thehometownheartbeat.com and click watch live at the top. But an alpaca looks like a sheep llama. So anyways, no, there's a very biblical explanation for these too. I mean, in the end times, animal attacks are going to increase significantly, and it's I'm not going to say that that's what we're seeing happen, but that's what we're seeing happen. I don't know. It was an interesting image watching a Florida cruiser run around chasing after a kangaroo at a very, 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 very low rate of speed. Another good story here out of East Point, Michigan. A man in suburban Detroit was given the wrong lottery ticket. Mm-hmm. But there was no mistake about the result. $2 million winner. The Michigan Lottery said the man stopped at a gas station in East Point, Michigan to put an air in a tire. Oh, fill up a tire, buy me an old lottery ticket. While I'm here, might as well. It's kind of what we do when we go to Tennessee. You know what I'm saying? We just run to Tennessee, get a little gas, and by the way, buy a lottery ticket. So he asked for a $10 Lucky 7 scratch-off, but instead he got a $20 ticket. By mistake, he offered to exchange it, but something told me to keep it. Sure, I'm glad I did. The man said in a statement released Tuesday by the lottery. He opted for a $1.3 million payout, single payout, rather than a $2 million annuity spread out over many years. So at $1.3 million, after Uncle Sam puts their grubby hands in your pocket, you're going to end up with about $650,000. That's not a bad day. Not a bad day for an air fill up and a $10 ticket. If anybody wants to give me $650,000 and I give you $10, I am all in on that. Just let me know. Let me know where to go. You've been listening to Hometown Heartbeat this morning. I'm Zach Walker, your big, beautiful, bearded host. If you aren't right now, get on the internet, the old interweb there, thehometownheartbeat.com, thehometownheartbeat.com. Click on Watch Live or Listen Live at the top. And do us a favor, click on Podcast, subscribe, like, rate, recommend. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Hometown Heartbeat. I am your big, beautiful, bearded boxing host, Zach Walker, checking in with producer Connor and DJ Dallas. So we went to an early break there because I got a little flustered. We had a phone call come in, and it said, ring, 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 and Dallas said, Hometown Heartbeat, what's your name? Which is what he always says. He doesn't say it with very much energy. It sounds like this. Hometown Heartbeat, what's your name? We're working on our energy here, but I don't have very much of it, so leaders have to lead better. So I'm going to have more energy today. Mr. Caller, whoever you are. They just called in. Dallas said, Hometown Heartbeat, what's your name? He goes, I want to box Zach. Click. Sir, I will drop a pin on a map, send it directly to your phone. You'll know exactly where I am. The invitation is wide open.
I told
Glove in the truck.
Yep. I got the gloves, so.
I may or may not be a Golden Gloves champion, but I'm not. But I said may or may not, so I didn't lie. No, I'm kidding. In all funny, it would be kind of funny though, or maybe get in the wrestling ring, do WWE style, something like that. I bet me and Dale Jackson could wrestle.
Dale's a champion. You might want to be careful with that.
No, I know where Dale wrestles. Yeah, I know all about it. He had his belt in here yesterday. The champ, the people's champ.
You think you could take him?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
A lot of man here. A lot of man. About 280.
He's the champion, though.
Well, and considering all it is a redneck soap opera, I'm sure it's all kind of planned out. But so it would just depend on who they wanted to win. But either way, so local story that I definitely want to hear from you on. So if you're listening right now, give us a call, 1-866-494-WVNN, 1-866-494-9866. Or 678 on radio. Huntsville restaurant bans governor and state health officials over mask order. So I saw this on Facebook, I guess Wednesday, so 2 days ago. Johnny Grills, see on the post, was a lot of them unhappy with the post, but they liked the food and the restaurant and the service and all that. So Johnny Grills comes out. Mike Heffelfinger, who owns Johnny Grills II, posted the ban on the restaurant's Facebook page. He said, this ban is in response to all of Alabama. Aforementioned, meaning previously mentioned. I see Dallas over here looking at me with big eyes. So aforementioned means those who have previously mentioned. You get it? You got that?
No, yeah, I got it.
Okay, cool. We just want to make sure. I don't want to leave you in the dust here. So the list of banned health officials and government officials include Governor Kay Ivey, Meemaw, as we affectionately call her here on this show, Huntsville Mayor Tommy Battle, Madison County Health Officer Karen Landers, State Health Officer Scott Harris, Madison Mayor Paul Finley, and Madison County Commissioner Chairman Joel Strong. So this is an interesting decision here. It's a bold strategy, Cotton. We'll see how this one works out for him. Name that movie? Anyone? ESPN 8 The Ocho? Dodgeball. Freaking dodgeball. Are you kidding me? If you could dodge a wrench, you could dodge a dodgeball. Dallas, you've got to get better with me on these movie quotes here, man.
It was familiar. I couldn't put a
bold strategy, Cotton. We'll see how this one works out for him.
Yeah.
ESPN 8 The Ocho, man. So this really is a bold strategy because so there were 2,400 comments and 1,700 shares. Responses from both extremes, as you might imagine. So it's interesting to me that. Oh, and I want to be clear. Let me make this statement before we get a phone call or email, which, by the way, the email is now working, show@thehometownheartbeat.com, show@thehometownheartbeat.com. Johnny Grills in Harvest is separately owned and operated. They are individual restaurants. They are not a chain. So the Johnny Grills in Harvest is probably going to take a hit on this, even though they have nothing to do with it whatsoever. So just to make sure I'm clear about that, Johnny Grills in Harvest is separately owned and operated. I feel like I have to say that to be responsible.
So which Johnny Grills
the
is
Huntsville restaurant. Johnny Grills 2 in Huntsville. Johnny Grills 1 is in Harvest. Johnny Grills 2 is in Huntsville.
Okay, so I haven't been to that one.
But you've been to the Johnny
But I've been
Grills
to the other one,
So I'm
yeah.
assuming the food is similar. They're just owned by separate entities or people.
Gotcha.
Okay. So again, this Heffelfinger fella said these orders create unnecessary stress, liability, and physical, mental, and financial burdens on the restaurant and its employees. He's not wrong. Okay, he's not wrong. We talked about masks yesterday pretty at length, and so I don't want to spend a bunch of time on coronavirus. There are other shows on this station that spend plenty of time in the coronavirus and how scary it is, and we're not going to do that because, one, we don't think it's that scary, but two, that's not really you get enough of that throughout the day, and we refuse. You've made it known that you don't want us talking about politics and coronavirus and all that stuff nonstop because there's plenty of dedicated politics shows on this station. So we're going to give you a drive into work without all of that. You might get a little bit of it from here to here and there. We're about to talk about California and their unconstitutional ban on churches singing, but yeah, it's crazy. Dallas's eyes just got real big. But back to Johnny Grills in Huntsville. I understand what the man's saying. And listen, if you've eaten at Johnny Grills 2 in Huntsville, or Mr. Heffelfinger or whatever, give us a call, 1-866-494-WVNN. I'd love to talk. I would actually love to talk to Mr. Heffelfinger, and we will try to make Connor put a note down to let's try to get in touch with Mr. Heffelfinger and see if he'd join us on the air and see, kind of tell us what he's thinking. But I just, as a business owner, so those of you that listen to the show, you know how opinionated I am and how quickly I will tell you how opinionated I am and what my exact opinion is. And so I had to learn a very difficult lesson at times in business that it's not necessarily about like you and your thoughts, but rather you've got to make decisions based on your business and its well-being. And so it is an interesting, I guess I'd say I'm proud of him for taking a stand. If that's what you truly believe and you've got the cojones to go out there and say it and back it up, then great. Good for you. It's your decision. You can ban whoever you want. Understand that liberty means you can ban whom you want for whatever reason you want outside of those statuses and classes, protected by law in anti-discrimination laws, right? And so if you don't want to bake a cake that doesn't suit your religious, standings or whatever, or your religious convictions, then you don't have to. So be it. It's a private business. You get to do that. If you refuse service for any reason that isn't one of those protected classes, you also get to do that. But is it wise? Is it wise? I don't know if it's wise, because now we've effectively alienated everybody who thinks this mask thing is a good thing, which, again, we made our feelings on that pretty clear yesterday. I find myself kind of on all of it. My son's really into that Emoji movie right now, so I find myself kind of meh. Did I say that right, Connor? Captain English language for your generation, meh?
I'll give you a pass.
Okay, meh. It's just kind of meh. Also a word that isn't even real. But, at the end of the day...
popularized by The Simpsons,
I was never allowed to watch The Simpsons. I grew up in a sheltered home. That's actually a true story.
Really?
Yeah, I wasn't... Oh, my gosh, yeah. Like, Seventh Heaven was as bad as it got for me. Seventh Heaven... You don't
dramas
even,
on the
Dallas
WB.
doesn't even know what that is. That's what gave Jessica Biel her start. Jessica Biel was like, dude, as a teenager, I'm talking about, she was smoking. When you're like 16 years old and 15, 16 years old and your mom makes you watch Seventh Heaven. Monday night, 8 o'clock. Every Monday night at 8 o'clock, our entire family sat down and watched Seventh Heaven on the couch.
Did you also watch Buffy the Vampire Slayer?
Never. Wasn't allowed to. Vampires.
Really?
No, I grew up, dude, I'm telling you, I grew up very much insulated from a lot of that stuff. No Simpsons, no South Park. Now, I made up for South Park when I was in college because that show's freaking hilarious. But, yeah, no, I grew up extremely isolated. Not isolated is not the right word. Insulated would probably be the better word. But anyways, Mr. Heffelfinger and Johnny Grills, too, banning local health officials and creating a tremendous amount of backlash. Give us a call, 1-866-494-WVNN. Let's talk about it. I am Zach Walker, your big, beautiful, bearded host. Go to thehometownheartbeat.com. Click watch live, listen live, or email at show@thehometownheartbeat.com. We'll be right back. back to Hometown Heartbeat. I'm your big, beautiful bearded host, Zach Walker, checking in with producer Connor and DJ Dallas. Boys, we got our first email. You'll never guess who from. the best listener we've got. One Robert Rigsby. Robert says, "Good morning. Just want to say the show is great. I've been listening since mid to late March or early April." By the way, that's the podcast live stream days. That's before we were on the. That's before we became the smartest show on radio. But he said, "Before I started listening to the show, I wasn't into politics. But now, since listening to the smartest show on radio, I've learned a lot. And rather than from the liberal media, producer Connor is wise beyond years. Thank you for all you do. Sincerely, Robert Rigsby." If you want to have your email read aloud on the air, or if you don't, you can say, "Don't read this email," and I won't read it. I promise. But just email us at show@thehometownheartbeat.com. show@thehometownheartbeat.com. We appreciate your input. We appreciate your interaction. We've got some great segment ideas that we're going to try to roll out maybe sometime next week. Start implementing some of your suggestions, and we want to hear from you. So whatever you want this show to be is what we want it to be. We want you to engage with us. We want you to love it. We want you to get what you need. We want to cater our show to our listeners. That's what. Listen, anybody who is in the entertainment business, which is what this is, if they don't and they're not willing to cater to their listeners, it's not gonna. I mean, it's just not going to last that long, right? And so, or it might, and you might just have to find a different show to watch, or listen to. But here on this show, we want to be the show of the people, by the people, for the people. And with that being said, if you'll remember, I issued an edict, as it were. If you want to try out if you want to be the co-host of this show, as a volunteer, of course, you're more than welcome to call us, and we will have you come in and you can co-host a show with me. And guess what? It's happening. We've got a guest co-host. I'm not going to say their name yet, but we've got a guest co-host coming in Monday, the next show, to be a surprise. He will be here the entire day to co-host with me. This could be good. This could actually be really good. Super interested to see how this works out. Could be hilarious. Could be great. He could be better than me. That'd be fantastic, right? Or it could absolutely explode in my face. In which case, it would still be freaking fantastic. So we're excited to see how that works out. I would love to hear from you guys. Reparations. Grant Norville says, Grant Norville was my counselor, my camp counselor from way back in the day. I love Grant to death. We agree on very little, but I love Grant to death, and he said that he wants this show to be about reparations. Sorry, Grant, not going to happen. Thanks for your input. Have a good day. Listen, the evangelical churches in California are suing their governor over ban on singing during services. You heard that correctly, folks. In California, churches have been told how to worship by the governor. There are now restrictions on how they can worship. And they're under the guise of public safety. All this is an overbearing power reach. So basically what this guy has is religious groups are prohibited from singing and chanting. Well, that is to effectively prohibit corporate Christian worship. I don't think... Let me read this quote. Considering practicing these activities through alternative methods, such as internet streaming, and ensure individual congregation members perform these activities separately in their own homes. So essentially, you're basically banning the church from meeting because you're saying that you can't sing and pray aloud. Because chanting and praying are one and the same, apparently, in this. So the Black Lives Matter protests, singing, chanting, praying, whatever they were doing, were okay, I guess. I don't know. What do you guys think about? This? I mean, is this, Connor? Is this a restriction on our constitutional right to assemble?
Yeah, I would say so. It seems like such a weird and it's so petty. I feel like. How is this any measurably worse than anything else that's going on?
Well, it's not, and that's kind of the point, right? It's that the houses of worship churches across the country only stopped meeting out of their goodwill for common man, their consideration for human life. It had nothing to do with a government. A government cannot tell the church they cannot meet. That cannot happen. That does not. There's no power given to government officials to be able to stop churches from meeting or stop or tell them how to worship. That would literally, would that not? So the separation of church and state, what that means, right, is that the state may not establish a religion. Not that the religion cannot be in this government or in the schools, but that the government cannot create a religion and expressly make it like the Church of England say, right? Like that's where it came from, kind of, right? If I'm not mistaken, I think I know this pretty well, but the Church of England was you were made to worship the government ran religion. And so our Constitution, our founding fathers said we will never put ourselves in a position where we allow the government to dictate to us who, how, where we worship. You think that's a fair synopsis?
Yeah, that's fair.
So wouldn't this directly fly in the face and almost, more or less, this is a government this is a government institution of banning, shaping, forming its version of religion and saying, you got to do this.
Yeah, that's a fair analysis.
So essentially, we've got the Church of California. As long as you don't chant or sing or pray or sneeze or talk or do anything in which contaminated droplets may pass from one person to the other, then you can worship. But outside of that, you better not do it.
Is there a reason they're going after the church?
Well, yeah, because that's what they want out of society. Yeah, they're going after the church because if you get rid of go look at every nation that's fallen across recorded human history. Free speech is attacked, the right to bear arms is attacked, and the church is attacked. And the Bible tells us that without question we will be attacked. And we talked about that the other day, right? With a bunch of cozy, comfy white Christians saying we've been persecuted while people are getting their heads lopped off and executed in China for worshiping in the basement of someone's house. So I don't know, man. Looks like California really wants to be like communist China. At least that's where they're headed. Now, whether that's their intention or not, I don't know. But I would say that it makes it difficult to say anything else. About this. I don't know. Am I wrong? The church is God's business. It's not just essential. It's eternal. That is a sign in front of one of these churches here. And then in Georgia. Wow. Georgia's a disaster. Good God. If you live in Georgia or you know anything about Georgia, give us a call, 1-866, or if you want to talk about anything we've said thus far, 1-866-494-WVNN, or if you have a name. We've got the Zach Pack. We've got the Hometown Hillbillies, which I'm kind of fond of personally, but that may just be because I am one. But if you've got anything to add to the show today, we want to hear from you, 1-866-494-WVNN. But in Georgia, Connor, listen to this because it'll get you. If you don't, you got to pay good attention. Georgia governor sues Atlanta mayor to block citywide mask mandate. The state asked judge to overturn Mayor Keisha Lance Bottoms' order that are more restrictive than Governor Brian Kemp's. So the governor made a mask mandate less strict, and the governor sues the mayor to say, you can't do that. Like, what? First of all, you can't do that, by the way. I don't think. We'll get back to this in a minute. We're going to go to Junior on line 1. Junior on line 1. Junior, bring it in here.
Okie doke. Well, the governor, the business about the ban, the religion restriction on singing and stuff.
Yes, sir.
That, of course, would mean we couldn't recite the Lord's Prayer together.
Correct.
But it seems to me that it's not so much the establishment religion clause that violates, but it's the right of free expression of religion.
I don't disagree at all.
The First Amendment that violates. Second thing I'd like to mention is in regard to Joe Biden. He's making some mistakes, and people have been pointing them out and really riding him hard about it. And I think it's a mistake to ride him hard about it. is because he hasn't been nominated yet. The Democrat convention is still to come, and they could nominate somebody else. Who knows who we'd get
Hillary
if we
Clinton.
don't get Biden? And who would you rather run against than Joe Biden? And
I think we get
that's
Hillary
my
Clinton.
thoughts.
I think we get a brokered convention, and I think we get Hillary. And I know that sounds crazy, and people are like, "That's not going to happen."
Yeah.
Just wait. The Clintons have done some. The Clintons have done some crazy things. Thanks, Junior, for the call. And Junior's not wrong. It does violate the freedom of expression, freedom of it certainly. But what my point in making the point about the establishment of religion is, for those of you that don't understand the separation of church and state, and because you hear that all the time, especially like Dallas's generation, this generation of people, like they've been taught the separation of church and state in a way that makes them, honestly, I've talked to many of them, and definitely not Connor, maybe not Dallas either, but because Dallas is politically aware and has been doing, a talk show for a while that was about politics, but like you get taught that separation of church and state, and you almost get taught that in a way where it's like, what that means is no prayer in schools. And it's like, no, that's not what it means. And so I just want to make sure to illustrate to you that having a governor step into a state and say, this is how you will assemble, is the beginning of the creation of a government-run church, because once they start telling you how to meet, when to meet, where to meet, what you can and can't do, they are essentially establishing religion. And so just be aware of that. I mean, keep your eyes up. We'll come back. We'll talk a little bit more about Georgia and the insanity that is in Georgia. Give us a call, 1-866-494-WVNN. Be like Junior. Be a good caller. We'll talk soon. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Hometown Heartbeat. I am your big, beautiful, bearded host, Zach Walker, checking in live from WVNN here on the Friday morning edition. We're also streaming live on Facebook and on YouTube. Go to thehometownheartbeat.com, thehometownheartbeat.com. At the top, click Watch Live, Listen Live, or follow our podcast. That would be super helpful. If you want to keep this show on the air, you need to go follow and subscribe to the podcast. Grant Norville corrected me. Sorry, Grant. Norvell is what I said, and it's a Norville. And he made a comment. He made a couple comments, a couple of which I won't discuss. One of them I will. Break the law and stop crying about it, Grant says, in regards to the California religious restrictions that have been placed on people. Grant, I couldn't agree more. But the problem is, not a lot of people like you and I, Grant. Everybody has been conditioned to sheeple, to follow, to be led, and they will go wherever you lead them. And people need to be empowered, and they need to know that that they can, like you said, simply break that law and go move on. I mean, honestly, it is one of those things that you're dead on there, but I would say that what we're doing is certainly not whining about. We, as you well know, Grant, we're the smartest show on radio, and so we are simply educating the people. And also, we have nothing to do with California, and can't really do much about it, anyways. So, at least we're going to talk about it. So, we are definitely in some interesting times. This Georgia thing is weird. It's just, I don't know. It's just weird. I don't know how that works. I am not. I think on Monday we're gonna have the mayor in again, and we'll ask him how the power structure works. Can the mayor make more restrictive rules than the governor? Or does the governor have I mean, it makes sense to me that, as the chief executive of the state, the governor would have the final say-so, but I'm no civics teacher. Like we tell you every day on here, we're not really political people by nature. We were kind of forced into this, and I say forced, that's a lie. We just dove off into it because I'm an opinionated person, and I don't care who knows it. And so, at the end of the day, I don't know where that power is, or I don't know who gets to say what, but there's a lawsuit that will force the hand now in Georgia. And so we will find out. We will find out who's got that power. And I assume this will make it to a fairly high court. And there's one thing on here that does kind of blow my mind. Quote, for businesses to grapple with 535 different municipal ordinances and 159 different county ordinances is madness. Having one set of guidelines is very important. Man, I couldn't agree more. Woo! That is 694 different ordinances that these people have to deal with. No, that's not the right number. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. We're good. 694. That's a lot of ordinances. It's impossible to conduct business in a ambiguous and loosely defined or overly defined set of ordinances. There's another interesting movement going out of Turning Point USA, and it's going to get absolutely destroyed by people, but I don't hate it. It's called Divest U, to redirect donations away from liberal colleges. So before you crucify me, I want you to listen to this. Conservative group Turning Point USA launches a new initiative Thursday encouraging college and university donors who believe their values no longer align with their alma mater to decommit their gifts and redirect the money to different causes, okay? Rather than funding, quote, left-wing indoctrination. You know how I feel about higher education, and how I would agree and wholeheartedly that an indoctrination is what's taking place. It's not an education, it's an indoctrination, and they're very, very good at it. 1-866-494-WVNN if you want to add to the conversation. 1-866-494-9866. But what he's saying is not that the federal funding be gone, not that the government get involved. He's advocating for private citizens who graduated from an institution and looks back at their, for instance, if you go to Harvard a long time ago, back in the day, you go to Harvard Law, you get you a nice law degree, and you're some big partner at some big fancy firm in New York, and all of a sudden you turn around and you look back and your alma mater no longer agrees with what they teach, no longer agrees with your principles. Why would you continue to fund them? Why would you give money to an organization that you don't believe in their mission? It's pretty basic human concept. I mean, nowadays, if people get crucified with, I mean, you can get canceled in a minute. I get told that every day by people in my life. They're like, man, don't get too comfortable on there. You can say anything and be gone tomorrow. And they're not wrong. But what is wrong with this? I mean, what is wrong with this concept? Why is it being so hotly contested? All he's doing is advocating for private citizens with their private money to stop giving to organizations that don't align with their ideals. There's nothing wrong with that. Dallas, I want you to give me all your money.
No.
See how easy that was? See, he didn't want to do it, so he didn't. No. Connor, I want all your money.
No, sir.
See how easy that is? It's not hard, and there's nothing wrong with that. Should Dallas be canceled because he didn't give me his money? Nope. Should Connor be accosted because he chose not to give me his money? Nope. It's his freaking choice. And likewise, it is your choice where you spend your money. And let me remind you that we will stand before the Lord one day and give an account for every dime. That goes for me too. I'm awful at this. Whoa, I'm awful at this. So I'm talking to myself as much as I'm talking to anybody else, but this concept is actually not groundbreaking. It's not earth-shattering. It's not anything but freaking common sense. If you don't like the organization, stop giving them your money. If you go to a place and you invest your hard-earned time and money in getting an education from them, great. At the time you went there, you chose it for a reason. That was your choice. You're a private citizen. You choose what you want to do with your life. Fantastic. Now, as an adult who's making money off of the education you earned from that private institution, if you choose to no longer fund them, also your choice. And I would recommend that you do it. I would recommend that you audit your giving on a regular basis. I would recommend that you make sure that you stay on top of where your money's going and what they stand for. Likewise, when you donate to charities, don't just write a check to the Wounded Warriors because you like the Wounded Warriors. Go figure out if that organization, as a vet organization, is a good one. If it's not, send your money somewhere else, to a different vet organization. You've been listening to Hometown Heartbeat on WVNN, thehometownheartbeat.com, thehometownheartbeat.com. Click watch live, listen live. Please, please, please subscribe to the podcast. That helps us tremendously. We'll be right back.
federal agents either stay inside their federal buildings or get the hell out of town. Now, this nutjob mayor also ordered the federal agents to clean the graffiti off of these buildings, graffiti that was put there by the violent, anti-American, anti-capitalist rioters that Wheeler has allowed to control his city. Mayor Wheeler in Portland, like Mayor de Blasio in New York, is an abject idiot. It is amazing there are any businesses at all left in either city. And for how long will there be? CBD getting a lot of attention these days. Level Select CBD is a brand to watch from Cadenwood, the trusted leader in CBD. Their sports creams and roll-ons are great for pro athletes, amateurs, anybody trying to keep active. No matter what activity you engage in, you could use the relief Level Select CBD provides. Retired athletes like Steve Garvey and Carson Palmer use it every day. And now, PGA Tour champion Ricky Fowler has made Level Select CBD his brand of choice too. They use it because it works, folks. Independently tested, 0% THC, made in the USA. Go to levelselectcbd.com, use the promo code CBD25 for 25% off any of their full line of CBD products. That's levelselectcbd.com, promo code CBD25, or dial pound 250 on your cell phone, say Level Select, and this offer will be sent right to your phone.
You will have the option to receive a one-time auto-dial text message
Where Alabama talks. WVNN. Depend on it.
Welcome back to Hometown Heartbeat. I'm your big, beautiful beater host, Zach Walker. Checking in. Connor, if we let that just play through there, we might get in trouble. I didn't think about the bed music going through. Did we let that part play?
Yeah, but Dallas didn't have it on long.
Okay, good. All right, cool. Okay, so polls are in. We're going to go over some poll numbers here. And these may be the most impactful poll numbers that you get from us. And so it's time to dive in. The most popular fast food French fries in America. The numbers are in, and I don't know that I agree with them. So we're gonna have to have a discussion. I need both guys on deck here. Connor, favorite fast food French fries? Hit me.
Bojangles.
Oh. Wow. Curveball.
Okay. That's surprising. Oh my God, they're so good. They are fantastic. What is that? That's a serious answer.
Yeah, no, it's a seriously concerning answer. I need to. You might have the Rona if your taste buds are messed up like that. I'm kidding. They're pretty good. They are good. They're just really seasoned.
That's what makes them so good.
Yeah, no, I know. And Bojangles has the best ranch in the game. So you take those, dip them in a little ranch, game over. Dallas, best fast food French fries. Hit me.
I don't eat anything else from here, but probably Arby's.
Okay. All right. Also, curly or regular?
The curly ones.
Okay. Got to make sure we clarify that. So the numbers are in, and I do want to make one clarification here. I would say that there's one on this list that does not qualify as fast food, and we'll debate that when we get what.
Well, wait a second. What is your favorite fast food French fry? We didn't.
I mean, look at me. I like them all.
You don't have a favorite?
I don't have a. There's like 4 or 5 at the top.
Okay.
I love French fries.
Okay.
Fat people, men of girth like myself, we'll eat them all, baby. I'm non-discriminate in my fry eating. But if I had to choose, I'd probably go Chick-fil-A or McDonald's. Or Wendy's.
Wendy's has good ones.
Yeah. Arby's curly fries aren't bad. See, they're all in a different, like when you get big like you know what I'm saying, when you really appreciate food the way I do, they all have nuances about them that just I like different depending on how I'm feeling. I'm like, oh, it's an Arby's kind of a day.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? All right, let's go through this. Number 5, drum roll. Do we have a drum roll? I wish we had a drum roll button. Do we have a drum roll button?
Hang on, I'm looking for it.
Okay, drum roll, please. No. Hey! Arby's! Okay, that didn't work out. That didn't work out. Mess on the drum roll. Turn that off. So number 5, Arby's comes in. The curly fries there, earning 11% of the votes. We're not surprised that came in there. Obviously, the only curly Q fry in the game. Number 4, Wendy's, also with 11% of the votes, which doesn't make any sense how both earn 11% of the votes and one gets 5th and one gets 4th. It would seem like there'd be a tie, but it's not soccer, so
Maybe it's like 11.1 versus 11.4.
yeah, or they're communists like soccer and they just let themselves tie. Number 3, this is the one that I have a bit of a contention with. That would be Five Guys. Does Five Guys count? I mean, first of all, their French fries are unbelievable because they actually take the potato and they freaking use that little gear shifter looking thing and slice them and off you go. Like they're legitimate fresh potatoes that are turned. They're not freaking frozen and bagged up and sent like McDonald's. They dump, frozen GMO, chemicaled up French fries in their fryer. And don't get me wrong, they're delicious.
That's what we like, yeah.
Yeah, but does Five Guys count? My question is, does Five Guys count as fast food?
Why shouldn't it?
Because there's no drive-thru. Fast food, though. I'm not saying it's not a good restaurant. I love Five Guys. But is it fast food?
I don't think fast food by definition has to have a drive-thru.
But we're making the definition.
I would not include that in the definition.
So would you include Five Guys in a drive? I mean, I think you have to.
Fast food, absolutely.
So, but I think you have to delineate, right? You have to say, look at baseball. We say the steroid era and the non-steroid era because they're two different. It's the same game, but it's two very different parts of the game, before steroids and after steroids, right? And so you can't really compare. You can't compare Mark McGwire to Giancarlo Stanton. Giancarlo Stanton's hitting a different ball. He's hitting it with a different bat. The balls are juiced up. I mean, he hits 70 home runs, great, but Mark McGwire, you can't compare him to, I don't know, Lou Gehrig. Lou Gehrig didn't have a needle in his butt. I mean, you just. So I'm saying that maybe a drive-through would need to be required for a fast food consideration. In my book, if you don't have a drive-through, it's not that fast.
I respectfully disagree.
But then again, Zaxby's has a drive-thru that's not fast ever. But I do love Zaxby's. I'm not.
Zaxby's can be fast.
They have the best fried chicken salad in the game. Mm-hmm. Oh, it's good. Except for the last 3 times I've had it, they didn't put bacon on it, which was a little frustrating. But so Five Guys at number 3. I'm going to put an asterisk next to that, kind of like they did Pete Rose. Number 2, the waffle fry from Chick-fil-A. Anybody got a problem with that?
I'm going to get backlash for this. I don't think the waffle fries are that great.
They're a little
not
overrated.
Bad. They're not bad. They're just, I would not put them in my top 5. They're not fantastic.
They're iconic, and I think maybe that's part of the reason why they're number 2.
Well, if you don't like Chick-fil-A fries, you probably also don't love Jesus. And in number 1, McDonald's.
Again, I think McDonald's fries are overrated also. They're good, but number 1.
Yeah, I agree with Dallas there.
They're not special. I mean, it's...
Well, they did garner 35% of the vote, so apparently there's a large segment of the population. But check this out, though. Check this out. Five Guys ended up with 12% of the vote. Chick-fil-A ended up with 13% of the vote. McDonald's got 35% of the vote. So it is a significant gap. So we want to hear from you. What are your favorite fast food? What are your favorite French fries from fast food restaurants? 1-866-494-WVNN. Let us know where to go get the best fries. I've heard Freddy's, that new place. I've heard they've got some. They got the jam on French fries. What I heard. Store. That's the word on street. Word on street.
Is that fast food?
Huh?
Is that fast food?
I think they have a drive-thru.
Okay.
You're listening to WVNN. 1-866-494-WVNN. Give us a call. TheHometownHeartbeat.com. TheHometownHeartbeat.com. Watch live, listen live, podcast. We'll be right back.
You're listening to Hometown Heartbeat.
What's going on, everybody? Zach Walker here, the big, beautiful, bearded host of WVNN's smartest show on the radio, Hometown Heartbeat. Listen, if you're building or buying or remodeling a house, the first thing you need to think about is your cabinets. You'll spend the most money there and oftentimes get the least return on your investment. Our friends at Cabinet Express Online are the only game in town that we trust here at Hometown Heartbeat. Give them a call today at 256-970-5857. Let them come out to your house, do a free consultation, 3D rendering of the home. It's absolutely beautiful. It's awesome. Their prices won't be beat, and I promise you'll be satisfied just like I was with my cabinet from Cabinet Express Online. Again, call our friends at Cabinet Express Online at 256-970-5857 or visit them on the web at cabinetsexpressonline.com.
Hey everybody, this is Lindsay Gandy from Cotton Row Interiors. The real estate market in North Alabama is booming and showing no signs of slowing down. If you're thinking about selling your house, now is absolutely the time to do it. But before you do that, you need to call Cotton Row Interiors at 256-BUY-SELL. Cotton Row Interiors is the premier interior design and home staging service in the Southeast. Leah Carter, our lead designer, has years of experience and a wealth of knowledge when it comes to design and staging your home. Staging your home is the key to selling your house quickly and for a premium price. Statistics show that houses that have been staged can sell up to 30 times faster than those that are unstaged, and the sale price can balloon by as much as 20%. It's honestly a no-brainer. Call Leah today at 256-BUY-SELL to schedule your free in-home design consultation today. Get that HGTV home that you've always dreamed of, regardless of your budget. Again, call Cotton Row Interiors today at 256-BUY-SELL. So 256-BUYSELL.
Hey everybody, this is producer Connor from the smartest show on the radio, Hometown Heartbeat, as well as the Dale Jackson Show live stream. And if you haven't yet, you need to reach out to our friends at Cotton Row Productions. If you're a local business owner, chances are that you know how important content creation and digital marketing are in these unprecedented times. Our friends at Cotton Row Productions are the only people trusted by both the Dale Jackson Show and Hometown Heartbeat when it comes to video, podcasting, and live streaming. They also have video packages and content creation services for every budget. Video doesn't have to be expensive, but with Cotton Row Productions, it will be effective. For a flat monthly fee, get high-quality digital media content that will catapult your business from out of touch to in demand. Don't neglect your digital footprint and call Cotton Row Productions at 256-289-7355 and tell them producer Connor sent you. Again, that's Cotton Row Productions at 256-289-7355. Get started on your path to social media dominance with our friends at Cotton Row Productions today.
Listen, if there's one thing I know, people don't always live what they profess with their mouth, but they absolutely live what they truly believe in their heart.
Tune in to Hometown Heartbeat, the smartest show on radio every day from 5 to 7.
Look, this push to erase history, to erase the past, to erase white Jesus, it's all a little bit crazy.
With the biggest, boldest, most bearded host, Zach Walker.
The bottom line is this. If you follow the money from BLM, from Black Lives Matter, you find it ending up in the pockets of white Democrats. And really, there's nothing consistent about that, but rather it's an attempt to patronize the entire community. What's going on, everybody? Zach Walker, your big, beautiful, bearded host here on Hometown Heartbeat. I wanted to talk about my friends over at Cotton Row Productions. If you're a church creative or pastor, and throughout this coronavirus, you have decided it's time to invest in your live stream capability,